is up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Rick Show. If you are new here, then you know what to do. Make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. And guys, I'm not going to try to fangirl today, but I'm going to fangirl because I told you guys so much yesterday. Once I released this episode, I was like, oh my God, I've seen him wrestle forever, but I have not got to see him in person. So, we're kind of excited, but let's give a warm welcome to the freshly Trey Felipe. Hello, how are you?
Hello, the Talk of the Ring Show Nation. What's up?
It's gonna be fun. We always hop right into it with who or what got you into wrestling.
Whoa, right off the bat, hard-hitting questions. It actually came from, as weird as it sounds, my father, who never wanted me to wrestle, but he actually showed me a wrestling tape when I was like 9 years old. I want to say it was like the Royal Rumble 2000, whatever Royal Rumble The Rock won. He showed me like a 5-second clip, and I was hooked. That was it. The Hardys were on there, everything. So once I played all my other sports and I stopped playing that, I was like, how do these people end up on my TV? And I started doing my research on wrestling schools, and here we are.
Right. So it was kind of like, okay, well, I got nothing else to do, so I might as well go do something.
Yeah, exactly. As the moniker says, the fresh athlete. So I mean, I had to keep doing something after I stopped playing football my freshman year of college. So I had to pick up something else, and then lo and behold, there was wrestling schools. I thought these people just showed up on my TV, just one day to another. But that's what got me into it, and here we are.
Okay. So my dad's already in the chat chanting your name. He knows how excited I was for this because he was like, go ahead, just message him to see if he'll come on. I was like, yeah, but what if he says no? And then I was like, okay, what might as well.
I would never.
So
I'm a lot nicer than people give me credit for.
Yeah. So if people don't know, are you a heel or are you a face?
Actually, it depends on the day. Honestly, it depends on the day. It depends on which company. I like to keep myself as myself. That's like I guess the easiest way to have a character or a gimmick or anything like that. But I like to be just myself. I think the only difference is like one day I might high five your kid. One day I might tell your kid to fight me. But other than that, I'm pretty much the same person no matter what. But depending on the company, I bounce back and forth. I do if I have a preference though. I do like being a babyface better.
I say it on
here. I think heel comes off a little more natural, but babyface, I mean, like, who wants to like to have people booing you? And like, I like to do cool stuff, so it's like it's hard to do it when you're a heel. But yeah.
No, yeah, I get it. I always say it on here, like whoever I have on, I'm like, yeah, you're definitely a heel, or no, you're definitely a face, and you're 100% a face. I can't see a heel in you, but I mean, that's probably.
Well,
we'll see. We'll see.
That's like I said, it depends on the company. Some people say I'm a natural heel, so they turn me into a heel, and like I mean, for me, it feels uncomfortable. But I guess for people that know me, it might come off as I'm a heel. But I don't know. I like being babyface. I like being cheered, and I feel like sometimes being a heel is a little easier. It's a lot easier to make people hate you than it is to make people like you. So.
No, really, because like you could do or say one thing, and then they'll be like, "Okay, I hate you already." You don't even need
exactly you disagree one time, and that's it. You're the heel for the rest of your life.
Like you go out there and like if it's a female wrestler, you could just flip your hair and they'll be like, the attitude on her, and then she's gonna hate her.
The sass. Honestly, I flipped my hair one time and same thing. I turned into a heel that one day. It was like, oh, he's mad zesty. And like that's it. That was it.
Yeah.
But it all depends. All depends. I mean, it's fun either way. Like I said, I just try to keep it as myself as close as possible. So, but I guess it's whatever people see me as.
Yeah. Okay. So who trained you or trains you?
So I started out on actually, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be saying this, but like I actually started out wrestling on a trampoline before I knew there were schools. But my official wrestling school was ECPW up in Lehigh Hiawatha. So Gino Caruso and everyone that's up there, Pete Nixon, all those guys that train up there. And then I want to say they're 4 years, 3-4 years in, I went to train at Damian Adams. So I was part of Team Adams until I want to say 2020, like right before the pandemic. So yeah, so those are my two trainers. But right now I still train at HPW, but I kind of like just go wherever, just learn as much as I possibly can because we never stop learning. But those are the two places I got my start at.
No, absolutely. And it's funny because last night I had Miguel Del Barrio on and he brought you up. He was like, "Oh, I see you're having him on. He's a great kid. I trained with him for a bit."
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that you I saw that you were announcing, I've actually either ran into or trained with a little bit because I mean, there's a lot of the good thing about HPW is there's a lot of open ring, so you get to like just as long as you're there throughout the entire day. Like I go to training tomorrow, I'm there from 1 to like 7, so throughout that whole day, there's a lot of people coming in, coming out. So
No.
yeah, you get to meet a lot of people.
No, for real. That's why I think I like the indies way over like the big time wrestling is because you don't get to like talk to some of these like indie wrestlers like you do. Like you don't go up to John Cena and be like, "Hey, you want to do an interview?" Compared to like, Trey Felipe or Miguel Del Valle, be like, "Oh my God, how are you? I'm such a, I'm a
I
fan."
don't know if I don't know if I should be offended or not, but I think I know what you mean.
It's a good thing. It's a good
I,
thing.
I don't know. I don't know. I think you just said that you wouldn't talk to John Cena, but to me, it's fine. You know what? I'm
I
gonna
don't
take it as a
even like John
compliment.
Cena. I don't even like John Cena.
Well, I like him. Oh my.
I mean, he's all
But I
right.
know I get what you mean. I mean, yeah, it's a lot more personable when you're dealing with indies and stuff like that. It's I mean, I feel like in the business that we are in, everyone should be personable because I mean, like interview or podcasts, fans, we're all part of the one same thing. We're all doing the same thing. Like without one, there's no other. And so I don't know. I feel like everyone should be personable, but I get what you mean because I've seen it even just between wrestlers. I mean,
No,
some
yeah.
people feel like they're too good to even speak to each other.
No,
It's very like high school.
no, definitely. It really is. So, what would you say is your favorite thing about wrestling as a whole?
My favorite thing, I think it's just so I live by these three words, which is you never know, and I think just that you never know what's going to happen every single day, every single match, every single venue, every single promotion. I think like just the excitement of like really like not knowing, like you can't really do this with like a plan, I guess, and
Yeah.
you can't really like go into every show or every day with a plan. And I think that just the not knowing is like it's scary, but also very exciting. So I think I like that. That's like the best part about wrestling itself. I mean, the wrestling like inside the ring, just entertaining everyone, obviously, and like just getting that rush of adrenaline of hearing people cheer, hearing people boo, just putting them on that emotional ride. But as an overall thing, as an overall independent wrestler, that just the not knowing, because like one day you could be wrestling one place, next day you can be doing nothing, another day you could be getting a message to be on a podcast. You don't like just different things happen every single day. So like that not knowing is exciting.
No, absolutely. And especially like on show days, you can be like, okay, I already know how it's gonna go, and then you go in and it
Oh
completely
yeah.
different.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's the quicker people realize that, the easier life will be because every show day is hectic until you're dead in the center of that ring. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen, and
No,
even when you are in the middle of that ring, there's so many different things gonna happen.
yeah,
So
exactly. So it quite literally is like you never know what's gonna happen. Like something may change and it changed the whole thing. So it's like
exactly, you got to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and with the unexpected.
no, absolutely. So now, like, if a fan or anyone in general came up to you and was like, I want to do exactly what you're doing, I want to be just like you, what advice would you give them?
I would say find a different role model because no, I'm just kidding. Um,
Okay.
I would just give them that exact advice. Just be comfortable with. You got to be comfortable with the uncomfortable and be comfortable with the unexpected. Only because no matter what, if you plan everything to an absolute T, life happens. Anything can happen, especially in the world of wrestling. You cannot be comfortable with like anything, and like the quicker people realize that, actually, the happier you'll be, and like the more fun you'll have. Because for a long time, I think I had that holding me back for a little while too. Just like, oh, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be a lot farther, I should be doing that, and like just that, I guess, that mentality makes you like stagnant because it's like it freezes you in your own head. Your own mentality gets you stuck because like then you're like missing all the different experiences that you could be enjoying in the moment. So
Yeah.
the quicker that you realize that, the more fun this will be, and you know and also, even though you can pick and choose little things from different wrestlers and who you want to be and who exactly you want to be like, you got to find yourself. Like you got
Yeah.
to find, like, as corny as that sounds, you got to find yourself. You got to find your own niche and whatever makes you, I guess, comfortable, or what can you bring to the table, and then times 10, because that's all wrestling is just yourself times 10. Unless you have like this crazy character or gimmick, which I commend everyone who does that, but I
Yeah.
personally can't. I know I have no like acting skills, so like I have to be myself. But yeah, that's what I would tell anyone trying to, I guess, get into
No.
this crazy business.
Absolutely. I mean, I also agree on like the whole like you never know what's gonna happen, because in the beginning of the year when I made my like ring announcing interviewer debut, I was like, okay, so it's gonna go this, and this, and we're gonna follow this whole like straight path. And like it totally
It
did not work
it
that way.
doesn't.
So
Nope, it
now,
doesn't. And you can't keep like the less you compare yourself to other people too. Everyone has their own different journey and different things. Like there's so many people that are like younger than me, or like, you know, been wrestling the same amount of me. Like maybe they're doing more, maybe they're doing less. And like the more you
yeah,
start comparing yourself, like, and you just focus on your own journey and what you want to do, because at the end of the day, success is a journey, not a place. So like the more you start focusing on, like, you know, the
no,
fact that everything can go sideways and all that kind of, just like, everything's, take everything day by day. That's it.
no,
And
absolutely. I
and
think
you'll be a lot happier with this. It's not, you'll stress yourself out, you drive yourself crazy.
No, honestly, I think a lot of people need to know that too. Like me personally, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be exactly like this person. And I was like, well, I gotta be like my own version. Like you said, you can take things from
Yep.
everyone else or like different wrestlers or whatever, but you can't like be the same person. So I was like, that was something I got
Exactly.
used to at the beginning. I was like, I may not be a wrestler, but being involved is still it's a lot of work. So I was like,
So I mean, well, yeah, well, I mean, wrestler podcast, interviewing people, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's all still
it's,
an uncomfortable thing. It's all the
yeah,
same. Like, you know, just because I can wrestle doesn't mean I can run a podcast. Just, like, doesn't mean it doesn't, nothing is less than something else. It's all uh our own different things that we bring into the same independent or wrestling world. So
no, honestly, I have like a million people saying, "Come on, it's your time to be a wrestler." I'm like, I don't think so. I rather just talk.
the only person that knows that will know is yourself. So
Yeah, I'm like,
when you're ready.
yeah, I don't know. I think I'll leave the sunshine to you. You can have that spotlight. You could be a wrestler. It's fine. I don't even need to do it.
Good, because I'm very narcissistic, so I need that. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I love I like the spotlight of it, but I don't think it's the same. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's also like, I like, I guess, inspiring other people to like do their own thing. I mean, like, this isn't very easy. Same thing like what you're doing. You might inspire someone else either around your age or younger than you that is like, well, if she did it, then I could do it. And then instead of seeing it as a bad thing, it's like, oh, they're trying to be me. It could be like, oh, they're trying to be me, and like you're like, it's like you inspired them. So that's another cool thing that wrestling brings.
no, 100%. So now, if you were offered to go to AEW or WWE at the same time, which one do you think you would pick?
Who's paying my bills? I just need to know. I've never thought of it in that way. I mean, what
Ob-
got me into wrestling was WWE. So I'll say that there is a leniency towards that.
Mhm.
But at this day and age, I'm already 27. It's like I just want to be able to enjoy what I'm doing, and whatever pays the bills, I guess. If you are getting paid to do what you love, you're never working a day in your life. So whichever one whichever one pays the bill, whichever one comes first. But WWE would probably be the end goal, only for the fact that it's what got me into it. So I feel
No,
like that's when I would feel like I really made it.
like
but
John Cena.
but
Just kidding.
yeah, exactly, just like John Cena.
So like on that like AEW WWE level, if you could face anyone, it could be past, present, whatever, who would you want to face?
So the wrestler that got me into wrestling was The Rock,
Uh-huh.
but the one that I would feel like I'd have the best match with, or like also inspired a lot of my moveset, probably AJ Styles. Whether AJ Styles either now, but I first saw him when he was in TNA, and like,
Mm.
I think, back then obviously it would be a phenomenal match, but like now, either way. But yeah, that's definitely someone that I would love to wrestle with. AEW. I mean, obviously Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay. Anyone that's not going to hit me too hard, to be honest. But no, I don't really think of it like that. I mean, I think like I can say like style wise, those kind of people. I mean, like I said, Will and Kenny, but like
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because that a lot of the thing is I like to tell stories a little more than I do like the actual wrestling of it. So like I guess whoever has the athletic ability to, obviously go and do a fucking phenomenal five-star match. But how did we get there? That's what I really had to worry about. Like,
No.
did we invest everyone by the time we do have that match? Like if I said AJ Styles inspired me, and then 5 years down the line I finally wrestle him, we already have a story right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've been chasing that to be like you, and like now I want to beat you.
No, exactly. I think another person that you'd probably put on a great match would be Ricochet. Every time I see both of your guys' work, I'm like, dang, they would put on a great match together.
There's a lot of times where like if I'm trying to like I guess come up with different kind of moves and all that kind of stuff, like I will watch a lot of Ricochet and stuff, but then there's like certain things that he does, and I'm like, God damn it, I can't do that. but match wise, yeah, no. I mean, and that's another thing. He's a high flyer that like he's a high flyer but can tell stories, like and that like so I agree there. But yeah, that'd be exciting.
All right. So now on the independent level, is there anyone you want to face that you haven't yet?
So oddly enough, in the group that I'm in, Estados Unidos at Magic, I haven't wrestled a lot of them. I haven't wrestled Steve Fania. I haven't wrestled Mike Donovan. I haven't wrestled. Well, I've wrestled Azrael and I've wrestled Sebastian Cage. I haven't wrestled Johnny Santos, so they're definitely those guys. Just so like the iron sharpens iron kind of thing. Danny Moff, Alec Price, Marcus Mathers, PJ Savage. Well, Jocko I wrestled a little bit, but yeah, I'd rather wrestle with Jocko because we wrestled as a friend like it was at like outside of restaurants. It wasn't really a wrestling crowd, so even though we gave him a good match, it was like and when it came to crowd reaction. So who else? Oh, I think that's it. I mean, for the most part that I can think of right now, like I'm doing pretty well, and like I guess wrestling the people that I can think of. But I try to follow a lot of different people, but like I'm just like kind of like I said, like instead of having a plan on how to wrestle all these people and all that stuff, I kind of just do it based on how it comes.
No,
so
absolutely.
I try not to think about it too much because then I'll stress myself out. Like I'd rather be excited for the next match that comes up that I'm having.
No, absolutely. It's kind of crazy to hear about Sebastian Cage. I have not seen him in forever, probably like 5 years.
Have you not been watching Magic? We're 6-man tag team champions right now.
I mean, okay. I mean, in person wise.
Okay.
What I'm referring to. But no, he used to wrestle a lot in like the Pennsylvania area, and now I haven't seen him he's in a minute, but it's okay.
I mean, it's been a while since I wrestled up there actually too, so I had to work myself up there too. So yeah. I mean, any promotions that are up there, I gotta start reaching out to. But yeah, no, I mean, Sebastian Cage is my boy. I mean, we've been tag champions. We're now 6-man tag champions. We're actually defending them this Saturday at Ridgefield Park at Magic. So we're defending them against Project Mayhem. We got to give them the smoke. But yeah. I mean, I wrestled him one time, and we went. I mean, it was a cardio wise. It was a hard match.
Yeah,
so I gotta get back into that shape to get wrestle him again. But yeah, no, that's my boy.
Okay. So how do you feel about like hardcore death style matches?
Not my thing. I'm too pretty for that. I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing
I mean,
listen. I'm not to be against a straight up fight. Like if we're hitting each other hard, I'm all for that. But to like actually go in there as like this person versus Trey Felipe death match, count me out.
I'll be like, nah.
I'm all right. I'm busy that day.
Yeah, I got plans already. I can't do that. I'm so sorry.
I'm all right. I mean, if it happens, it happens. Like it has to be like a pretty good chunk of money for me to do it. But like,
Yeah.
And like I hate saying no to opportunities, but I just don't want the opportunity to get like cut up everywhere.
No. Oh my God. I give it to there's this wrestler out in like the New York.
Respect to all of them. I don't want you to take it like like I'm not.
Yeah.
There's nothing against them. Respect to all of them. I'm just saying I don't like that.
No, yeah. There's a wrestler out in like this area, the Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. His name is Tarzan Duran. And that's
Oh
all
my
he
god,
does.
I've trained with him so many times too, and
God.
every time I see all his videos and stuff, it's nuts. But
No,
he actually we've trained a couple times. We wrestled one time too, actually. Actually, I wrestled him twice. I beat him twice.
as you should. No, it's funny because every time I see him now, I'm like, I like you. You're all right. You're a great wrestler, but I can't follow you on social media because it'll be 6 o'clock in the morning and I'll open Instagram and all I see is him like beating someone up and there's blood. I'm like, ugh, nope.
Oh no.
Maybe next time.
Nope. Yep. I'm all right. And just stop making a special appearance, bro. Get out of here. But uh, yeah, no, our matches were straight up, and yeah, he's really good. But another one that's super innovative and all that stuff. It's just, but like his deathmatch stuff, I'm just happy we never got to that point.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I've wrestled them 2 times actually. The last 2 Januaries I've wrestled them. It was like 2 years, a year apart.
Wow. All right, all right. So now how do you feel about like intergender male versus female?
I mean, I've never been in a match like that, but I've trained with a lot of them. So, I mean, like I'm sure I don't know if you know, but like Davian Adams and all that. Like it's a lot of the female wrestlers that come out of there. So we're all training together and treating each other like we would treat any other wrestler. So I mean, I'm not against it. It's just not hasn't been an opportunity for it to come up. I've always just been. I guess since when I got into wrestling, like the guys versus girls wasn't like a very popular
Yeah.
thing. It's more popular now, so like I never really thought of it, but I'm not against it. Like I said, I mean, training with those girls, I know how hard they can hit. I know how hard they can get hit, so I respect it. So I mean, if a girl can kick my ass, a girl can kick my ass. I ain't proud. I don't have too much pride to say it.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, obviously it's a more common thing now, which is okay, but I think personally it has to make sense cuz you can't have
Yes,
like this tiny female facing like this big ass male, but I think if we can train with you like you said, we can equally get in there and kick your ass, but
that's what
just
I'm saying. I mean, I have had people, the females call me out. Like Rebecca Scott has been asking me to wrestle her for freaking ever, and she's like this freaking tiny. So I mean, I'll wrestle her, but if she wants that work, well, I
if
highly
she
doubt that she wants that work.
I mean, if they ask for it, then okay. They
Thank
want
you.
it.
That's what
Go
I'm saying.
let
There
them
you
get the
go.
magic.
If she
But
ends up watching this, there you heard it. You asked for it, you're getting that ass whooped. But
that is not what I said. That is not
oh, edit that. That is exactly what you said. But yeah, no. But I've trained with her too, and like she's tough as hell. So I mean, the size doesn't mean anything. If you can hold your own in there, then more power to you. And I'll
Mhm.
wrestle anyone. I'll wrestle a kid. I'm just not putting him over.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna be me. It's anyone but me.
I mean, you don't want your debut match to be against me because you usually want a debut match to be a win, and I'm not letting you win.
Yeah,
But
I'll agree to that too. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
no, I mean, yeah. When it comes to that, like I said, it became popular now, so I haven't been giving it much thought. But I've seen a lot of them be super crazy matches and like actually make sense. So it's like as long as it makes sense, and as long as we're all getting paid and everyone goes home happy.
No, absolutely. So you kind of mentioned it before, but do you ever like watch your matches back and be like, "Oh my god, why did I do that?" Or be like a self critic of yourself? Or are you too good for that?
I, I usually I try not to because like uh so if I watch like my first match now, I'll throw up. So I can't do that. But if I like there's times where like I'll watch it one time right after my match. Just to make sure like if I did something new or like if I did something that didn't feel right, I want to make sure that at least if it didn't feel right and didn't look right, then just I'm not gonna do that again.
Yeah.
But if I did something new or something like that, I want to see. I'll make sure that it actually looked how it felt. Because if I pull something off, and just because it's a new move, and I pull something off, and we're all alive and I'm safe, doesn't mean that it looked good. So if I do it like that, or like try to gauge like crowd reactions on different things, just so like I know the next time that worked, didn't work and all that. But like to like if I keep watching my matches back, or like if I watch it more than once, eventually I'm gonna find something that's gonna be wrong, and that I'm gonna hate. It's almost like looking at a picture for too long. Like you can take a picture that you really like, and then like the more you look at it, you're like, ew, why do I look like that?
No,
So like I do it like that. Like it's more like a right after the match critique, just to like run through it and like make sure like everything was fine. It doesn't look sloppy. Nothing that I feel like I got to work on immediately. But if the crowd was into it, my opponent is alive, and I'm alive, then I'm usually pretty okay with it. And if whoever the promoter is or whoever's kind of agenting the match,
yeah,
when we come back, and if those are good reactions, then like I usually don't try to watch it back. If I try to watch it back, it's usually for like a highlight or something like that. It's a post or something like. But nothing too crazy. Like, but I'm able to watch my stuff and actually be like, that didn't work. That don't do that again and stuff like that. So
no,
that's really the only way to learn, because I mean, like you can feel everything out, and especially in the ring, like there's so many things going on. You're worried about your opponent, you're worried about the ref, you're worried about the crowd, you're worried about the time and all that stuff. Like,
yeah,
so it's a lot to like. You're only really focusing on like the safetiness and like the crowd reaction, but so you have to watch things back and just make sure
yeah,
like everything looked right, everything is like. Because I pride myself in trying to look extremely smooth in the ring, so I have to make sure everything looks smooth.
no,
And if it
yeah.
didn't, I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Like last week, I was looking at like my debut of the ring announcing. I was like, "Oh my god, that was terrible! I think I'm gonna throw up. I cannot watch it." And my father,
Yeah,
was like, "Are you okay?" I'm
yeah,
like,
but right after it, you were probably like, "Oh, that was really good," and then the second time you were like, "Oh, that was okay," and then the
so
third
the
time you were like,
first time,
"Oh."
the first time I watched it, I was like, "Okay, it's not bad for my first time." And I watched it again. I was like, "Oh, but why did I sound like that? Why is my face like that?" And then the third time, I'm like, "Oh,
Exactly.
gross."
Yeah,
But now I
exactly. So
know.
you got to give yourself that one time critique. You can't, because then you like it just play over your head, and then like you'll go to do it, like that's how you go announce again, and that's what you're gonna be thinking of. You're thinking about that one time you're like, oh, like why was my face like that?
Yeah. I
And
mean,
now and now, and now
probably,
you're gonna be like, I'm hoping my face isn't like that again.
I mean, probably because for that show, like I said, I was more like, okay, we're gonna be on schedule. We're gonna read it script by script, and I was like, no. Now I know you gotta be more free with it. You gotta be like, you gotta
Yep.
have that sassy attitude. You be like, I don't care, do it how I
Yep,
want.
absolutely. I mean, if you can read it off a script, and then you technically did your job. But like, what if the crowd isn't awake yet? You gotta
Exactly.
wake them up. You gotta wake them up first, and then do your announcement, and then it's all a part of the same
Yeah.
thing. But if you're just reading up the script, then
Yeah.
it's almost like it's like a principle in the morning announcements.
No, quite literally. So, if you could wrestle anywhere in the world, where would you want to wrestle?
I like to wrestle in my home country, Dominican Republic. That'd be cool. Um, I have to brush up on how to say wrestling moves and stuff in Spanish, but like, uh, I can speak Spanish, but like calling wrestling moves in Spanish, like I've had to wrestle a couple of guys that only speak Spanish, and sometimes it's a little difficult. It's a lot of hand gestures, but I have to figure out. I have to like brush up on that and just how to say different wrestling moves in Spanish. But I would like to do that. Um, I guess California, because everyone goes to fucking California. I didn't even know. Oh, I don't know. I was supposed
You're
to
good. You're good.
curse. But everyone goes to California, Florida maybe.
No, yeah.
Florida maybe just for NXT. To be honest,
I mean,
just I just want. I mean, like, the thing is the traveling part. Not that I don't. Not that it's not a goal, but like I
yeah.
don't like sitting in the car for too long. So I like it. Just not hasn't been like my biggest concern. Like if I'm based out of New Jersey, New York. I've wrestled in PA, North Carolina, Virginia, like those places and stuff like that. And like, even those are like kind of a pain in the ass. But like, it's not like on the top of my head. Like, I just rather be one of the best. You know, I'll be
Yeah.
one of the best in New Jersey, and then from there, the opportunities will come to other places. But if I'm not one of the best in New Jersey, I'm not gonna think going somewhere else is gonna make me the best. So I got to focus on being the best here first, and then like, because what am I doing? Go to a different state, become the best there, but I couldn't become the best in my home state. Now it's just like I ran away from a challenge.
I mean, yeah, but there's a different way of wording that. You're gonna say you keep saying one of the best. You got to say I am the best. You can't
See,
like
exactly, and that's why and I haven't said it yet. So, what's the point in going a different state where I'm not even the best yet?
exactly. So you might as well work it off there, then go to the next one, and be like, okay, I'm the
And
best there.
then
Now I'll be the best here.
exactly.
And that's
So
it.
I mean, I'm not against all that, but there's a couple. I mean, I guess I want to go to different places that are around here too. So like Maryland, stuff like that. Like I've only gone to I've only wrestled in Maryland, and I can't even call it really wrestling in Maryland because I went for an ROH tryout, but that was it.
I
I mean,
mean,
so I can't. It wasn't like in front of a crowd, so I can't say that. But I was in front of like Bully Ray and like Joey Mercury stuff like that. So like I mean, I guess it was Jonathan Gresham.
yeah. So
So I mean, a couple people. I mean, I wrestled with Austin Gunn while I was there. So like, there's a lot of there's some notable people that I wrestled in front of, but like I hadn't wrestled a show there. So I want to do that. I want to go back to like I wrestled in the Xfinity Center up in Pennsylvania. So I want to do that again because that was fun. Uh, yeah, that's it. I'm kind of a go by every day kind of thing. I don't really try to have too many long term goals. I'm trying to have short term
yeah.
goals, and that's just every day. Get to the next show, have the best match on that show, and then go to the next one, and so on and so forth.
All right, all right. So now, on like out of everywhere you have wrestled, is there one specific place you're like, oh my god, I really like this place, and I will come back here any opportunity I get? It could be like
Yes,
venue, uh,
X
promotion.
Xfinity Center,
That's
100%. Yeah,
it's because
only
you're
because it was it was a mixture of people that did know wrestling and then people that didn't know wrestling, but then it was just a whole bunch of people that were actually drunk, and like it just made it all so fun. Like it was just also fun. I don't know, the environment itself was just really fun. Um, what's another place?
I mean,
Oh, I mean, all the Palisades. The Palisades is always a phenomenal time to wrestle there. I mean, in coming up in March 23rd, I'm wrestling an American Dream. I'm sure that's gonna be awesome. Um, against Wrecking Ball Legarski. So that's
oh
gonna be a
my
challenge.
god, that's gonna be so I love both of those things. He is literally I was so scared of him, and then one day I just went up to him, I was like, hi, but you want to come on
Yeah,
the podcast? I was like,
yeah, he's a really nice guy, but he's like a truck. So I
yeah,
wrestled his partner Adam Payne a couple weeks ago, and I'm still feeling it. But
it's
yeah, I'm those two. The Palisades has always been fun. I think I've wrestled there 3 times, and that's always fun. Everyone's always so into it, and it's such a big mall that like everyone's walking around at the same exact time. That's like the environment's as fun. But I'm sure American Dream's gonna be really fun. I haven't wrestled there yet, and I'm really excited for that one. So
no, that sounds like it's gonna be fun. I mean, another promotion that I'm gonna work my magic and get you on out here is called AXW. I don't know if you've wrestled there or not, but oh my god, it is like kind of like what you just said. Like, there's half the crowd of like people they know wrestling. They're like, okay, cool. The other half has no idea, and like you said, there's that in between. They're just drunk. They don't care. They just spending money left and right. So it kind of works.
I love that. Those are my people. I love that.
Yeah.
So let's make it happen.
Well, yep. I'll work my magic this week and be like, okay, so there's this wrestler. I think he would love to wrestle here. Here's his little information.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. You know what? I'll give you the shout out as soon if it happens. I'll give you the shout out and say this is my agent got me on here.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean like those are the kind of events that I'd like only because like it's people that like want to have fun. Like like so you go to wrestling shows and say the people that are there because they're wrestling fans and they're like they're diehard and they're gonna be the ones that no matter what you do they're gonna be into it. But then there's the other people that like even though those are the people we have to work more, it's the people that go in and they're like.
No, really.
And you're like, what did you buy a ticket here for? Like, it's like, it's not that like we're not supposed to like get you involved and all that stuff, but like, why do you go in there already with that attitude of, I'm just gonna sit here with my
No.
arms crossed?
Yeah.
And so like, but when you have those venues where it's like have people that like, don't know much about wrestling but are drunk and just there to have fun, they end up being more into it than the people that like are actually there for the wrestling. So like, I love that.
No, absolutely. And that's kind of like how AXW is because at the beginning of the show, everyone's like, okay, we're here. Not really, there's not a lot of, there's some cheering, but not like crazy cheering. I'm always that loud fan. And I'm sure you'll hear me one day.
You've seen it.
Yeah. So I'll be like screaming. I'll be like, okay, I'm a bad bitch. I don't even care what you guys think. And then people will be like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I mean, y'all are dead, so someone's got to
Yeah,
do it.
right. What is it? No, but
And
see,
then like my
why are they judging? It's a show. You're supposed to be there screaming your heads off and clapping your hands off. We're out there killing ourselves. Give us a little bit of a clap or something. Like
exactly.
if we suck, then like we suck. But like at least give us a little appreciation clap, like in Japan or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even like when it comes to like their halftime, everyone's like wide awake, and it's like at that point it's like 8, 9 o'clock. I was like, okay, now you guys want to be awake, like.
But yeah, I mean, after the first half of the show, they killed themselves, and they're back there like thinking that they're the worst because we have
Yeah,
people.
because they didn't cheer. But it's fun.
Yeah, but yeah, those people I don't get. But keep that energy. Those are the fans that we love.
Yeah. So, do you have a specific warm up you do before you come out the curtain?
So I stretch. I mean, I stretch a lot. I pace a lot. That's another thing because I don't really try to talk, matches a
Yeah,
lot because I got ADD. I can't remember a lot of stuff. So like I'll talk over some things, but that's it. Other than that, it's just a lot of walking, pacing back and forth, getting yourself wrapped up, get yourself amped up. Um, Here and there, maybe a shot to get the nerves off, but that's like before the show. That's like before the show, just to get the nerves going, the nerves off. But other than that, yeah, like right before I go out, I do a prayer. But other than that, it's just more it's just more pacing, like stretching a lot, and then like pacing back and forth. Once I feel like I'm warm enough, I just like pacing and pacing, and then
yeah.
like I'll sit for a little bit, talk a little bit. I'll talk to whoever back there, just talk trash, just whatever. And then after that, that's it. I'm just waiting for my music to hit.
I mean, yeah, if you're a heel, you gotta like pre-talk your trash. So you're like, okay,
Oh no, that's just me. That's just me being me. That's just me talking to the to the boys.
okay.
I just talk a lot of shit. But
I mean, as you should.
but if it's if you do promos and promo pictures and all that kind of stuff, that's a whole different that's a whole different ball game. But I don't like that's my only like ritual, at least when it comes to the shows, because I get nervous, and not in a nervous way of like, oh shit, everything's gonna go wrong. Nervous is like, this is what I want to do. I'm excited for this. The day I don't get nervous, the day I'm gonna be like, should I be doing this anymore? Because that means I don't care anymore. But
Yeah,
yeah, that pacing is more just like getting all wrapped up and all of that stuff, and then just I literally do it like a 20-second prayer right before I know like my match is on, and then I go.
all right. I love that. So then my father says, do you see yourself in Impact Wrestling or New Japan Pro Wrestling?
Impact Wrestling, 100%, because like I said, AJ Styles is one of the people that inspired my style of wrestling. So I would love to one day be in there. Like The Rock that inspired me to become a wrestler, but like my wrestling style was inspired by AJ Styles. So like that was his home, and like I want to do that just to say, once that I did it, and also because Impact is a great promotion, and it's on the up and up already. Back up and up.
Yeah.
And then New Japan, yes, but that flight. Oh my god, I don't know if I could do it. I can't sit still for too long. I don't know if I could do an 18-hour flight. But if the opportunity arises, of course I would go.
I mean, at
There's
least
no opportunities I would really say no to other than deathmatch stuff.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least if you get to do it once and be like, okay, well, I did it and I never have to do it again, then who cares?
Exactly. I will do it. We'll do literally anything once, and just so I can never look back and be like, "Oh, I regret that," because nothing is worse than living with regrets. But thinking about that flight, I don't know. I'd cry or something. I don't know. I'd take I don't know. I can't sit still for too long. And 18 hours sounds like absolute hell.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. So my next question, my father says, is who would you like to be your greatest like you see the word in wrestling in this style of match? Rival. There.
Oh, okay. Rival. Okay. Who would I see to be my best rival? Hmm. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it'd have to be a character, something like, I guess, Gunther was a very straightforward, very straight, like not having fun, taking the. I mean, like I don't know if this is who he is, or like kind of like what it portrays on TV is. This is a very like strict sport, and it's you got to do everything like everything. This is serious and all that kind of stuff, and like I've never seen wrestling as like a serious thing. Like I've seen it as like I take it serious, like it's it's my passion and all that, but
Yeah.
like to like not have fun when you're doing this and like not like I don't know, like not enjoy yourself, not like have fun with the fans and all that kind of stuff. Like I don't that doesn't make any sense to me. And like I said, I don't think it's him that portrays that, but that character would be a phenomenal. I think would be a very good story. And match style, I've never done any like any matches with like cages or like fences or anything like that. So like a steel cage, hell in a cell. I've never done anything like that. Like I've done TLC, I've done tables, I've done last man standing, I've done 2 out of 3 falls, I've done falls count anywhere, I've done street fights, I've done like pretty much anything under the sun other than that. So I think anything with a cage would be really fun. I think like for it to be the blow off, but like that's when things get really serious. But for the story itself to kick off, I think it'd be that. Just like, why are you taking life so serious?
No, I mean, I think that's just still gonna hurt like, if you get thrown into it, but
Oh yeah, but I mean, listen, life hurts.
no,
I mean, it all hurts. I haven't felt the same since I started, and that was when I was 20. So,
oh
and
yeah.
my back hurts, my knees hurt every day.
Yeah, I get it. So when you were saying that, something that came to my mind, I was like, who would you have a great match with then? And me personally, I think if you tagged with like Ricochet and you guys went against like Jimmy and Jay Uso, that would be it. That
That
would
would be for just a straight up match, no story, no nothing. I think that would be a
I would
phenomenal match.
die. I think that would be
Although tagging is a little bit more difficult than singles that actually kind of seems, but fun wise, it is so much fun. Like tagging is phenomenal, and like those 3 people you just mentioned, I mean it'd be fun and an honor just to be in the same ring as all of them. But like yeah, that's a good one. That's not bad. He should be Vince McMahon or Triple H. Who's booking it these days?
I don't know. I'm more of like an indies person. Like, WWE's cool. It's all right, but I don't watch it every day of my life. So
Oh, I know. I don't know. I was just saying that because you just said 3 people that are on WWE.
I mean, I watch it sometimes, mainly on Fridays, but it's okay.
Fair.
So
Anyway, point is, phenomenal match.
yeah, exactly. So you're still young. You're still like you're getting in the door, but do you think it's gonna be like an age thing, a mindset thing, or an injury thing that causes you to, call it quits? Be like, I'm done.
This just got dark. Whoa. I just said that I don't think of things like that, and that was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. Whoa! What
Just
a
watch
switch up! What a switch up! That it just got hot. Well, knock on wood. I hope it's never an injury thing.
it.
Um, I think the age thing and the mindset thing could be one and the same, at least when it comes to like what I think of. Not because like I think age matters, but I think at one point, like I want to be a husband, I want to be a dad, I want to be like a full time parent, all that kind of stuff. And like I just think at one point, realistically, it's just like if I give it my all in my prime years, and it doesn't happen, then it's more of not like a giving up thing, more just like a realistically. I don't want to like neglect other aspects of life,
Yeah.
and then one day also regret that because like I wanted to get into wrestling because if I didn't, then one day I would look back, would be watching Raw or something like that one day and be like, I could have done that, and at that point it'd be too late. So I think that's the same turn with the other stuff. That's like, all right, so I gave it my all to like 40, 45, and nothing's happened yet. I'm missing out on like, starting up a family or something like that just because, I'm still stuck on that. So I don't know. Like, I think they intertwine, and I don't see it as like giving up. I think it just be a little more like a realistic. All right, let's try to enjoy the other aspects of life too.
No, yeah. I mean, I just had to ask. I mean, even if that time came that you couldn't like, perform anymore, do you think you'd still want to be involved, whether it's like a manager, commentary, trainer?
Well, I want to. Oh yeah, I want to train people no matter what. Like that. That's still an end game goal. No matter where I make it, I definitely want to because at ECPW now. I mean, like I don't go around saying it to everyone, but like for a lot of the times, I'm the one training with the new guys. So and like not because I think I know everything, but like I try to
You probably do.
give that I try to give them what I know, and then like even teaching them, like I learn a lot of things. Like I learn new things and all that kind of stuff. And like so like at the same time that I'm learning from people like, Azrael who's up there and stuff like that, I'm teaching the guys that's like, their first year in or a couple months in. Like uh I just lost my ECW television championship a couple weeks ago to the guy Marcos, and I trained him. So like it's like his fifth year in, and I trained him from the day he started. He was like 17, so that's cool to see. So I want to do that, definitely no matter what. Like whether it's I make it far or when I make it far, and then I stop. I still want to have my own school, kind of like how Seth Rollins has it, like having it right now, or Cody Rhodes has it right now. But if I don't make it, I still want to do it. It's just it'll obviously be a lot easier if if I make it far and then have a name behind me.
No,
But
absolutely.
but I still want to, like, no matter what, I still want to open my own school.
No,
That's
absolutely.
that's still definitely a goal. So I always will be involved in wrestling. If that was a question, yes, I always want to be involved in wrestling.
All right, all right. And so obviously wrestling has its, it's good and it's bad. So if the time came and you had a kid and they
What
were
do you
like, all right, I
mean?
don't know
Go
if
ahead.
it's your area, but in this area we have, we have the good and the bad in the wrestling. Like, some people are like you kind of said it before. Some people aren't, they think they're the shit, and then I don't know how to say it without saying it. And it's kind of like,
They suck. You're saying they suck.
all right, some
I don't
people
know why you're beating around this bush. You're saying they suck.
pretty much. I mean, so some people suck and they're just not it. But if your child came up to you and was like, Dad, I want to do exactly what you're doing, what would be like your first thought? Like, okay, go for it, or like,
Try
think
it.
about it more, do some
I
training.
would. I'm not a hypocrite in any way possible. So like I can't say no to whatever I have tried or experienced.
Yeah,
So like I can't say no, don't.
I
I
mean,
can say I can say go for it, but just so you know, when I did it, this happened. I
that's
can warn you about it. I can advise you about it, but I can't stop you. I mean, like if I would have had someone, like I got myself into wrestling like myself. Like no one was really telling me to do it. No one was really like I have a very good support system now with family, friends, and a girlfriend. But like other than that, I didn't have it beforehand. I got myself through it. I was pushing myself throughout the entire thing. So like if I would have had a support system, like if I would have said to tell one of my parents I want to do wrestling and they would have been all for it, who knows? Maybe I would have been a lot farther because I wouldn't have had so much self doubt, so much
yeah,
stuff to like overcome all the time. So I can't do that. I can't see myself doing that to someone else
yeah. I mean, I was just asking.
or my kid.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying that you were a hypocrite or anything. I was just
No,
asking.
no,
Like,
no. I'm saying that for me to myself, like for me myself. Like I don't like to see myself as like I feel like if I did ever say no, it's that's very hypocritical because like
because you're doing it.
I did it.
Yeah,
So like so the worst that can happen is like you try it and like you don't succeed, but that doesn't mean like there's still lessons in failure. All L's are turned into lessons. So like you can still base it off something else. Like maybe it's like, all right, you try to wrestle and like wrestling is your thing, but like now you have a really good niche at announcing, or you have a really good niche at being a ref. You have a really good niche at being a promoter. Like
yeah.
you got your foot in the door for something else that like I don't feel like I have the niche. I don't think I could promote a show. Like to actually be a promoter, promote a show. I don't think I could do it. Announcing, I don't think I could do that either. I think I could do it for like myself as like just trying to like entertain and like make people laugh maybe, but like as like a serious announcer, I don't think
Yeah.
I could do that. Commentary, yes, I can talk shit all day. That's all. That's probably it. Other than that, I've only seen myself as just a wrestler. But now when I started wrestling, I saw myself as a trainer. I didn't know that,
Yeah.
before I started. Now I know I don't have patience to I wanted to be a personal trainer out of college. I knew I didn't have any patience for that because if anyone gives me one excuse, I flip out. But when it comes to wrestling, I have so much patience with it. It's a whole different ballgame. But
No,
that's
yeah.
because I have a passion for it, and I didn't know that.
No, absolutely. And I think that's like the cool thing also, like with the indies, especially, is like if you go in and like you start training as a wrestler and you're like, well, is this not really my thing, but I still want to be involved. Like you said, like there's so many like other things you could do. Like you could be on production, commentary,
Yeah,
whatever. So you always have like something else you could do.
yeah.
So
I mean, I've seen that so many times. Like I've literally seen people come in to try to train to come in to train to be a wrestler, and then they'll take their first bump, and they're like, "Nah, this ain't for me," and
yeah,
then that's it, and they're not, but they want to still be involved and whatnot. So like, or there's some people that only straight up got into it. I mean, like one of the guys from Go Pro Wrestling, we went to the same college, played for the same team, and he ended up doing production for ECPW. And we had no idea that either of us even liked wrestling, but like he was doing production for one of for ECW, and I was wrestling on there, and like we were just like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And like it was just because like we liked being involved in the team and all that kind of stuff, and that's what kind of like based us into like ended up being the same same passion. He's passionate about wrestling, and so am I, but like in two different things.
no, I mean, I get that. I was telling my mom like a while ago. I've been like a wrestling fan since I was like 6 years old. And so I was telling my mom, like, yeah, I want to be a wrestler. I want to do it. And then I was like, once I started the podcast and talking more and like actually seeing how they do the training, because I show up to shows now earlier and I help out, obviously. And I'm like, I take one bump and I'm done. Be like, okay, that's my bump. I'm never gonna take another one.
Yeah, I know, and it happens. I mean, there's a lot of time, like, and that's with anything. It's not even just with that. Like, I mean, it could be like football. Like, anyone could watch it on TV and be like, "Oh, like I really want to play football," and then like you get on the field and get hit by a fucking 200, 300 pound man,
Be like,
and you don't want to do it anymore. You're like,
yeah,
not for me, big dog. Same to do with baseball. You want to play baseball, and then like you're up the bat, you get hit with the ball. Nah, not for me.
never again.
So I mean, it happens, and like there's nothing wrong with that. But at least all the people could say, and even anyone could say, I tried. You just don't want to look back one day and be like, oh, like, I could have done that, because then you just become bitter, resentment, and all that kind of stuff. And no one wants to hear you at the edge of a bar when you're 45 years old talking about, oh, I could have done this. No
But
one
I
cares. No one cares. Yeah, like no one cares. Who stopped you?
So stop sitting here complaining about what you could have done when you didn't do it. So it's on you.
Exactly. So to avoid being that guy at the edge of the bar saying another one, I could have
Just
done that. Shut up. Just try it now.
I am one of like the biggest like baby face fans out here, because sometimes they like their heels, they like their, and whenever I interview people, I'm like, yeah, I'm so sweet. I will be the kindest person you probably ever met. But like there's certain wrestlers that are like, stop. There's a wrestler, his name is Beautiful. I love bringing him up, but
Is it Buddy
Beautiful
Thomas?
Buddy Thomas. Yep. Oh my
I've
god.
whooped that man. I trained him too, and I've whooped that man's ass so many times.
No,
Yeah, you want to know? You want to know how much of a freaking fan this kid was before he started wrestling? He made me this.
Oh my little Buddy Thomas.
He made me this. Look at that with the ECPW belt and like my jersey and everything. He made me that.
God.
That man is the biggest. But craziest thing. We do award ceremonies every year around this time, and he was voted like #1 fan or whatever it was for 2 years straight. And then he's wrestled now. He's put out amazing matches. He's been a viral champion, and like it's all been stuff that like if you would have seen him at that time, this scrawny little giraffe looking kid in the front row, you would have never thought that he'd been where he is now. And like that's just another testament of give it a shot, try it. And like his dad is the announcer now at our shows, and they do a lot for wrestling. And like, but that's one of the people that I was saying before. I trained him, and my first second match of the year last year was against him, and I wrestled him a couple times. I'm actually wrestling him on December 29th. I'm wrestling him, Warriors Wrestling, or no, not Warriors Wrestling, Warrior Wrestling. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I'm wrestling him again. But that's another person that you would have never thought, but like get in there and like show any for lack of a better word potential because like he was such a small tiny kid, but he like had his growth spurt. Now he's tall. He still has the muscle tone of a ham sandwich, but he's still tall kid and whatnot. And the beautiful Buddy Thomas thing drives me up a wall, but it works for him because he's a heel. But I don't know who told him he's beautiful. His mother lied to him. He needs to stop.
No.
But
Literally.
He's a good kid, terrible gimmick, terrible character. But
Absolutely. I mean, he's probably one of like the biggest straightforward heels I have ever met.
oh
But
yeah, absolute piece of garbage.
no, literally. I mean, I had him on my birthday, on my exact birthday. He came on. I was like, I knew he was a heel, but I didn't know, like, okay, had no idea he was coming on in character, which is fine if you want to. And so he comes up over here with the heel thing, and I was like, sir, I am a baby face, but you making me really pissed off right now. And so me, if anyone goes back and watch that episode, it was February sometime when Buddy Thomas was on. The entire time it was just me and Buddy Thomas. I'm like, bro, just shut the fuck up. We're here interviewing you, and you just like just get out, go.
But well, yeah, I mean that is, but that's the craziest thing is it is character because I mean in reality during training and during wrestling matches, all that stuff, I'm the one that bullies him. If it's between me and him, I'm more of a heel. But character wise, I'm the babyface and he's PW and all that stuff, and he's
Absolutely.
just a straight up piece of garbage heel. But hey, buddy, he works it. He works it. He does, and he puts in the work. He travels everywhere. He does ring. He's all that stuff, and like you
Yeah.
got to commend people that do it like that because this is one of the people where like I did not think that he would last more than like 6 months.
I
And
mean,
that's not like that's me coming from me who like I don't really try to like judge anyone off like that,
yeah.
but I already knew about like of him for so long because like he was just around us, and like I said, he's out here giving out freaking action figures and whatnot. I just thought he was a super fanboy, but he eventually got into and started training, and no one knows this, but he's actually the only person that ever even give me a concussion. And man, that he has one hell of a clothesline, and I felt that. I felt it, and yeah, he's doing his thing. But there you go. That's one of the people that like makes me think like at least training wise, like because you have to have a lot of patience.
No,
A lot
yeah.
of the times, especially as starting things that seem easy, like just turning left to right, is like a brain fart in your head. Like you can't think. You have no idea where your left or your right is, and you got to have a lot of patience for that stuff. And he was one of the people that definitely tested mine. But here we are.
Yeah. I mean, I give it to him. He's all right. He's not the greatest, but he's all right.
It's all right. I mean, if you're saying that he was being you, then on December 29th, I will whip his
Yeah,
ass for you because
absolutely.
he's definitely getting that work.
Exactly. So, well, first, do you have merch? And if so, where can people purchase it at?
I do. It's on prowrestlingtees.com. Just look up the Fresh Lead, Trey Felipe. Um, I haven't. I don't have any merch that I bring around with me yet because you know
Yeah.
costs money.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah. For now, that's where it's on. I have a bunch of different. It's a lot of the same logos, but it's a bunch of different colors because I love giving everyone different options on what to wear. Um, but yeah, I'm working on new stuff soon. I'm working on hats, working on jerseys, hopefully, because since I wear jerseys, it's only fair that I let everyone else wear jerseys too,
yeah,
because everyone
exactly.
wants to be the fresh lead. But maybe I'll start making more action figures. I'm gonna see what Buddy Thomas is doing if he's busy or not. But but yeah, maybe I'll start wearing. I'll start doing glasses too.
I think
Summer is
that.
coming. Spring and summer is coming. We'll see.
So my father says, "What college did you go to or went to, Trey?"
I went to William Patterson. It's up in Wayne, New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I went there for like 3 4 years, and I mean until like around the pandemic, and then like I
Mhm.
tried to finish off during the pandemic, but wrestling once wrestling started back up, I kind of let it be. So it's still on the back burner. But I did play college ball there, and I enjoyed my time there. It was a good time. It's
No,
just
yeah.
wrestling. I can't say wrestling got in the way, but like I just wanted to wrestle, and like school just was in the way.
Yeah, that's kind of like my little situation I'm in now. I'm in my senior year of high school, and there's so many colleges like reaching out to me. I'm getting accepted into so many, and like it's crazy enough. Like the William Patterson one, I literally got an email saying, put your application in. I'm like, I want to,
Hey,
but like wrestling is like taking over. Like once I can't say it on the air, but once I keep getting more and more news about like what's happening in the new year, it's like, well, do I really want to go to college?
well,
But
I can't say that. I mean, I can't tell
I don't
anyone to
know.
go to college, but since your dad is watching it, I will say go to school because
Yeah,
don't want you to get in trouble. But but no, I mean, the schools was one of those things where, like, at least for me personally, that's like I can finish it, I guess, kind of whenever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to physically have to do it. Wrestling, I only am as young
Yeah.
as I am right now,
Oh,
so I kind of have. I'm trying to take advantage of it for right now because I mean, like I still have a 9 to 5, so like I have to do that during the week. I
no,
go to
yeah.
training after, I go to the gym after, and then I have shows all weekend. So it's like, I mean, there's for me to I'm an all or nothing kind of person. So like school wouldn't get all my attention right now. So
No,
I'm
yeah.
just keeping it on the back burner. But yeah, your dad's watching, so go to school because school is great and it's the future of America.
Yeah, obviously, kids go to school, stay in school.
And that, and that is a message from the Fresh League.
So, if people wanted to find you on social media, where can they find you at?
Instagram at tfelipe21, Twitter or X, Twitter, whatever. You know
Thanks.
what I mean. Is Trey Felipe 21, I believe so. Yeah. And then Facebook, shoot name Anthony Felipe, but like keep that on the DL. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Go give him a follow because obviously you got a fangirl as much as I do over him. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you so much for coming on, guys. I'll be back tomorrow, I'm pretty sure. But go follow on Instagram because that's where I keep you guys updated. So obviously subscribe, follow on Instagram, follow him. But thank you all so much, and till next
Everyone follow the talk of the Ring Show, and thank you for having me.
time.
Keep up the good work. You're doing great.